And we
Been a
get to
lot of
talk to you. Come on, what a great day.
What a day it is. And I'm glad I get to talk with you guys as well. First of all, um, Benjamin, talk to me a little bit about your character and how he's developing going from the second season um, and hopefully into the third. What changes has he been through?
Well, his political days are unfortunately behind him. He's broken out his mythical spear, Aglos, and it seems unlikely that he's going to put it back under the bed. Evil has been resurrected and is in full power. We've suffered some really disastrous defeats. We've lost some loved ones. But the elves are united, and we'll see who prevails, whether it's the light or the dark.
It's been a season full of very interesting changes and all these plot lines. Robert, evil as Benjamin said, returns to Middle Earth and it's there in full force. How is your character dealing with all of that?
Yeah, he's trying to keep his head above the water, I think, because he's got such a strong point of view about these rings and what they mean and what they can do and what Sauron being back,
Hmm.
the consequences of that, and you know he uh, takes the stance of trusting his own judgment, and trusting his own strengths, and keep trying to keep a clear head, because there's so many things around him that he can't trust. So he's throughout the season just been trying to sort of forge ahead with what he thinks is right, as much as he can.
In the writing for this, there certainly are a lot of parallel lines, to today's world. Um, do you feel that? And I'm talking with Benjamin. Do you feel that connection and why people are loving Rings of Power because it feels like modern day life?
Well, that's a really interesting question. I think it's a testament to Tolkien's writing, frankly, that some of the fundamental themes of his writing, good versus evil, naturally, but also this idea that uh, in Middle Earth, the only way they survive is when they work together, when they come together, uh, learn to deal with and overcome their differences, and then and only then are they successful. When they are fractured, they're easy to divide and to destroy. I think that's analogous in any time in human history, but I'm sure it's particularly poignant today. But I wouldn't say that's unique to the show necessarily. I'd say that's one of the themes of Tolkien and one of the reasons people like to read it, because it's beautiful that a world that's so fantastical illuminates something that's
Like
so
a
intrinsic to
Yeah,
humanity.
yeah.
And I think that's the genius of the man.
Mm.
Robert, kind of adding on to what I asked, what do you think audiences are taking away from watching Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power?
I hope they're having fun. I hope they're enjoying it. And I know that if you watch it, it sparks a level of conversation, and hopefully some of that conversation leads back to Tolkien, and that people read the books. And I was saying in an earlier interview that this season in particular, their relationship between Celebrimbor and Sauron is fascinating to watch. But it's a very common thing actually in Tolkien's books. It's not something that we expect because with the sort of grand epic scale of Lord of the Rings trilogy versus these fair stage stories, these other books that he wrote where elf will turn on elf all the time. You know what I mean? That we have greed and envy and hatred and nonsensical actions. Like it's gaslighting. That we can see these things exhibited in a Tolkienian lens is I think fascinating to watch.
Gentlemen, I'm so pleased to talk with you, and thank you so much for your time.